If you want to grow faster on YouTube whilst building an audience that actually want to buy from you, in this video I'm actually going to go through a process that's going to allow you to build a cult-like personal brand on YouTube. And the best example I can give of this is Nero Knowledge, which is also my client, and I'm going to share with you some things that we do that you've probably never heard of. So it's going to be a 5-step process, and it's super important you imply every single one of these, or else your cult could literally just fall apart. And the first thing is crafting your perfect devotee. This is typically what they call a follower in a cult when they follow the cult leader. And you want to be able to craft who that person is exactly. And I always get my clients to do this whenever they come to work with me. I always get them to detail who they're trying to talk to. And if you don't know who you're trying to talk to, how on earth are you going to build a cult? And to make this exercise super easy in your mind, 95% of the time you're talking to a previous version of yourself. And as weird as it sounds, it's actually the similar or same thing with cults. The cult leader has probably been through something, and then they target that previous version of themselves, which sits inside other people, and those people want the answer to it, and the cult leader promises them the answer. Now the key here is make sure you get very detailed on the struggles that you went through, or the struggles that your perfect devotee has gone through. And as weird as it might sound, people love to bond over struggle, and you see it all the time. I know I went to school with people that I thought to myself, you've never really went through struggle, and I'll see them post something that they're trying to show that they've gone through struggle, and I was just like, it just seems like everyone's trying to struggle. And I remember one time I looked at someone's story, they were like, you guys don't know what it's like to eat the same food every single day because you ain't got no money for food. I said to myself, bro, there's people out here that don't even eat food. Like, there's times where I never had, like, there was no dinner for me to eat. I went to sleep to eat. That's another thing. People want to out struggle everyone's struggle. But the whole thing is people like to bond on struggle. And at some point, whether you like it, it's part of life. There's ups and downs. Everyone goes through some sort of struggle in their life. So if you can target that struggle and show that you've been through some level of struggle or how deep your struggle went, people would want to connect with you, and they connect with you deeper, and they'll probably trust you more. And again, Nero's a very specific example, but Nero does this very well. He knows exactly who he's talking to, and again, he knows exactly what he's struggled with because he's lived that life. He speaks about growing up with his single mother, he speaks about struggling for money, he speaks about being in the hood, going to bad schools, growing up around people that were just on badness. Like, he speaks about all of these different things, and it's probably something that a lot of his followers actually relate to. And even if they don't relate to it, they respect that he's been through it and come out on the other side, which is super important when you're running a cult, because you need to show them that you've been through the problem that they've been through or something similar, and you've came out on the other side. And that's what you're promising them. You're promising them pretty much the outcome, and that's why they follow you. Number 2, build a strong message with a repeatable slogan. You need to have a message which typically can be called like your core message or your brand message, which puts the devotee or your follower first. They need to know that they are the priority in this situation. And Nero's message is simple. He's helping you manifest your desired reality. And your message as a fitness person could be helping you build more muscle, or helping you get into better shape. And then all the videos you create are literally to serve that message through different angles, different lenses, so you can actually help as much people as possible. And the easiest way to come up with your message is by just putting helping X person achieve desired outcome. But also alongside your message, you need a repeatable slogan. It could also be called like a chant, and it's something that's easily remembered. It's better if it rhymes, and it's something that just sticks inside of your devotee or your follower's head. I know Nero has a few. He's got his definition of manifestation, which he pretty much explains or says in every single video. So if you watched a few videos, you probably know his definition of manifestation very well. But then he also has shorter ones like consciousness is contagious. For me personally, I want to start building my own cult, and I'm going to start using phrases like content creation is wealth creation, or building an audience is the most valuable asset. Short phrases like this I want to be repeating throughout my videos every single time, just so I can remind my followers and imprint things in their mind that will help them get to their desired outcome. And number 3, become their favorite person. Every devotee in a cult looks up to the cult leader like he is essentially their god. Now, I'm not trying to say you should be someone else's god, because we're making a cult-like personal brand, not an actual cult here. But you need to be their favorite person, and the easiest way to do that is by alienating your followers, by identifying the enemy and making a clear line in the sand whether you stand with your enemy or against them. And if your followers are also on your side, they're probably going to be against your enemy. And the easiest way to put this is, for Nero Knowledge, his enemy is super spiritual bros. Anyone that makes spirituality their personality, anyone that makes, you know, everything spiritual. he's not with that. So if you are not also with that and you're against that, you're going to stand with Nero. For me, my enemy is people that just solely run ads. If you're solely running ads and not building an organic personal brand, or using organic content to amplify how good your ads run, or using organic content to generate more leads for your business, then I'm just against that, because you're not actually building anything long term. You're just literally just posting ads, and you're putting more money into it, and eventually it's just going to need more money, and you're just talking to a cold audience, etc. I'm just not with that. Also, to become their favorite person, you need to be outspoken. So you need to speak about your beliefs, what you actually believe in, speak about your opinions, literally say what's on your mind. If you have contrarian opinions, say them. It's opinions that go against the common stuff spoken about in your industry. Literally say it. I think nowadays a lot of people are scared of being cancelled, so they hold their tongue on certain things, or they word certain things in a super nice way. Like, if you're a real person, just say it how it is, bro. And also, if you want to become their favorite person, literally tell stories. Stories speak to people differently than facts and figures. Stories build an emotional connection. Stories can show, again, how you struggled, and if it's a scar, it shows how you've overcome the struggle, the pivotal moment, the things that changed. It shows where you were before and where you were afterwards. And a lot of people love stories because they could potentially see themselves in the story, and if they can see a positive outcome at the end, a success, they will literally build a stronger connection with you. Number 4, call them to take small steps. With small steps, they're likely to say yes. And this actually follows behavioral psychology. It's a principle known as the commitment and consistency principle. And it essentially says when people say yes, or they follow an identity and they say yes to small things, when you ask them to take the next step, they're more than likely to say yes to that as well, even if the next step is something larger. And if you really think about it, it's how businesses and brands are built. For example, if you jump on a call, you've already taken a small yes, you've taken a small step. So when they say, can you pay for this now? You're more than likely to also say yes. It's the same if you buy a workshop and you attend a workshop, you've already taken a small step. You've given some money, you're spending time, and when they offer you something, you're more than likely to say yes. But if someone was to just come up to you and be like, yo bro, 15K, pay that, 20K, pay that, you're gonna be like, I'm not sure. I haven't done anything that pretty much aligns to this decision that I'm making, so I'm not going to do it. And there's so many examples. People create a wait list and you join the wait list, so whenever they tell you about the next step, you're more than likely to say yes to the next step. I'll even take this a step further for the fun. If you go out and you see a girl at the bar, you're not going to walk up to the girl and ask for sex straight away. You'll probably end up in prison. What you're gonna do is get her to say small yeses. So you're gonna maybe ask to buy her a drink. Maybe you'll ask for her number. Maybe you'll ask for her social media. Maybe you'll ask to then take her out on a date. You take her out on a date. Maybe then you ask if I can take you home, drop her home. Then maybe you ask if you can come inside. Then maybe you ask to, watch some TV. I don't know. You take things slow, one step at a time, until you get to the ultimate goal. Just remember, small steps then lead to a big ask. It's also the reason people get pulled into cults, because they take small steps and before they know it, the cult leader's saying, hey, we're going to have to make a sacrifice. Or, hey, you're gonna have to do this for us. And you're like, damn, that's big, but I've been doing what you've been saying for like the last 6 months, so I guess I'm gonna have to follow through. And the last point, which is certainly not least, is show that you have high value and dedication. Whenever you're creating content, your content genuinely needs to be valuable. It's something that will educate them, it's something that they can learn from, and it's something that they can turn into actionable steps. But also showing that you're dedicated, which means you're showing up every single week and you're posting your content, which means that they can rely on you, and it also reinforces trust. But also, if you can do both, every single week they know they're going to get some value from you that they can apply and achieve some sort of result, they're now going to be forever indebted into you. It's essentially the law of reciprocity. If I give you something for free and I help you out, you're going to be indebted to me mentally, and it's human nature to want to give back to people that have already given to you. So if you truly want to build a cult, you need to be putting out the best value possible. And a lot of people always say, I don't want to give away my best stuff, or is it smart to give away my best stuff? Whether you realize it or not, the people making the most money in the online space give away pretty much some of the best stuff possible. You need to start seeing this whole thing like an ecosystem. The more value you give that is for free, more people want to listen and follow you, the more people that will be indebted to you, and the more people that would want to actually pay you for your consulting, coaching, your programs, your courses, whatever it may be. And of course, the more people you can get to do that, the more money you're obviously going to make. And also, you do need to show your dedication. You need to show up every single week on YouTube. I think it's just the minimum. How would you feel if you was in a cult? I know, let's not take this literally. If you was in a cult and every week your cult leader was meant to do a speech, and you know, for 3 weeks out of every month they canceled their speech and they just never showed up, and they never gave a reason, they just never did it. You just need to show up every single week on YouTube, give as much value as you can, and follow the other 4 steps. You'll build a strong cult-like personal brand of people on YouTube that will, you know, follow what you say, love you, and actually want to buy from you and buy into you, and also share you with other people. If you just follow all of these steps, I guarantee you, your YouTube channel will never be the same again. In a good way, of course. And if you made it this far, you have to check out one of the videos I'm putting on screen, and I'll catch you in the next one.